Yeah, I mean, just growing up, I was told heart attack, heart attack, heart attack. It was a genetic heart attack, and sure, I mean, I guess that there's some family history there. You know, he had a heart attack, but to say it wasn't, you know, a combination of things straining the heart would be ignorant to say that. You know, it wasn't just some freak accident. You know.
You've described the fact that your mom appeared on Raw the day after your dad died as kind of heartless. Talk about why you feel that way.
I feel that way because you can almost just my experiences with my mother growing up were very far from positive. So I guess it's a little bit of resentment towards her when I say that, but you can hear it in her voice. I mean, she just doesn't sound genuine at all. I mean, the fact that she would take a payday and go on TV and do that. I mean, she was already on her way out of my father's relationship with him before he passed. And it's like you can almost see the sigh of relief in her eyes that he. I mean, and I hate to say this, but it's just true. I mean, it's just true. You know, she was already seeing somebody else. There was confusion over my my little sister Skylar, over whether she was my dad's or not, because you know when she was conceived was during her marriage to my father. So it's like. Everybody thought, oh, Pillman had another one on the way, but she was already with somebody else before he even passed. So it's like, of course, it was a sigh of relief for her. You know, it made it easier for her to move on and stuff, and you know, take whatever royalties she gets out of it. You know, and honestly, I gotta hand it to the WWE and Vince for doing everything they could to take care of us. They really tried to. They let those shows go on. I mean, you look back, and those were just indie shows. That Vince allowed half the WWE roster, guys like Benoit and Regal, going out there having like high level matches. Like if you look at Dave's reviews of some of these, I mean, that's probably like a 4.5 star match that Regal and Benoit put on, Jericho and Benoit. So the fact that Vince let all this happen so that we could raise money for these kids and stuff, I mean, I got to thank him for that. It wasn't until it left the WWE's hands that my mother may or may not have used that money to help us kids. You know, she might have blown it on whatever she blew it on.
That's what I heard. They were pretty upset about that.
And my stepdad, you know, buying him a new truck and stuff, because, you know, it's just like those royalties are my father's royalties, and they were squandered. For the most part, they weren't spent on my college. I took out loans to go to college, and I have a degree to show for it, but.
Going back to your mom, playing devil's advocate, do you think perhaps she felt she needed to appear to make sure WWE helped her in the wake of your dad's passing at all, or?
Yeah, and looking back, I can't say whether, you know, what her ethical dilemma was before doing it, but it did seem very forced. It seemed very, is disingenuous the word? I don't know. It seemed very not genuine the way she appeared on it, but you know what I mean? It was a decision she needed to make, you know, and I don't think it's, looking back, I don't know if she regrets it or not. I don't have a very good relationship with her, but at the end of the day, it's like, come on, man. It's like your husband's dead and you're going on TV the next day. Like, are you know, how much do you value your privacy or your mourning? You know what I mean? Most people would be grieving or whatever over their loss.